Stephen Curry is going supernova, playing at a level on par with his MVP seasons. And yet, despite that heroic effort, the Warriors are struggling this year. It's still too early in the season, but the Golden State Warriors most definitely have some glaring problems in their team that need to be addressed. Thanks for watching StatWagon. If you're a big NBA fan who wants more stats-driven, analytical content in their feed, consider subscribing because that's exactly what we do here. And liking the video would also be greatly appreciated because it takes a lot of time and effort to make these videos, and that can help the channel grow and reach even more fans just like yourself. Okay, so what has led to the Warriors' freefall? You might think it's too early to sound the alarm, and the Warriors could very well snap back into championship form at any given moment, but even if they do, the roster does indeed have problems that are being put on full display right now, so let's dive into them. The first issue is that Curry is really the only guy playing at an above average level. This has led to a live or die by Curry system. He's playing like a megastar, but his co-stars are not living up to expectations. Stephen Curry is shouldering the entire offensive load thus far, averaging 32.8 points per game, 6.4 assists, and 6.5 rebounds on an astronomical 45% from beyond the arc, and he has the highest true shooting of his career at 69%, but his teammates just can't hold up the end of their deal. So let's start with his splash brother, Klay Thompson. Thompson has not been the same guy since his injury in the finals, and this year, his play has been even worse on both sides of the ball. The career all-time great shooter is only connecting on 35% of his field goal attempts and just 33% of his three-pointers, and he's still taking 15 shots per game. That's only amounted to just 14.7 points per game. Defensively, he has been a little better. He holds opponents to 5.6% worse shooting from three, but once they get in within just 10 feet of the basket, he allows them to shoot 6.1% better. At his best, Klay Thompson was one of the best 3-and-D wings in the entire league, the perfect complement to Curry, but now he's just hurting his team. The Warriors are in fact 5 points worse when Klay is on the floor. And then there's Draymond. Draymond has been steadily declining as an offensive player for a couple of seasons now, but he was still supposed to be the linchpin for Golden State's small ball defense. His calling card was being the ultimate small ball 5, and he's playing the second most minutes of his career at the 5, but he hasn't been effective as much in that role. He's still shutting down opponents, causing them to shoot a crazy 20% less within 6 feet, but he has no presence on the glass, having the second lowest rebound percentage of his whole career, and is fouling at the highest rate ever for him. And offensively, he's converting a career high rate on 2s, but he's offering no spacing with a 21% conversion rate on 3s. He has still been somewhat effective, in fact very effective, but nowhere near the same player as years before. And talking about the ineffective play, the Poole party has dried up so far this year because Jordan Poole is supposed to be Curry light off the bench. And he's only shooting 33% from 3 and has been a -2.5 for the team when on the court. All of that combined puts a ton of pressure on Curry, and all-time great or not, he can only do so much as one guy. Next, let's talk about the lack of bigs on the roster. A good center could help fix some of the biggest holes on the Warriors roster. They rank 25th in rebounding, 24th in blocks, and they foul at the highest rate in the league. Most of those fouls are committed by the Warriors bigs. Now, we mentioned Draymond and his spot duty at the 5 already, but the Warriors only have 2 real centers on the roster, Kevon Looney and James Wiseman. Now, while Looney has been fine, he does have some issues, and on the other hand, Wiseman, he's just been plain bad. Looney was a critical piece to last year's championship run, and this year, he still serves as a net positive for his team, and that's saying something considering only 5 players on the whole roster have a positive net rating. But Looney's still limited in his own right. While he does well at protecting the rim overall, he stands just 6'9", which limits him against other taller centers who like to fight down low under the basket, and he lets opponents shoot 7% better out in the perimeter. The bad news is, top centers tend to do those 2 exact things. Then there's the issue of rebounds and fouls. Looney rebounds well for a center, but he only plays 23 minutes per game, and that limits how much he can contribute to that fight overall. As for fouling, he commits 4.5 on a per 36 basis. Then there's James Wiseman. Wiseman was the former number 2 overall pick. He was supposed to be the long-term answer for the center position in Golden State, but he has just been playing out bad this year. He's been a negative 2.6 when on the floor, and while his size could theoretically help fix the big rebounding problem, he fouls way too much to earn more minutes. Per 36 minutes, he would average an incredible 6.4 fouls, which is about the only impressive thing he's doing. Because on defense, he doesn't contribute much at all either. Opponents shoot about the same at the rim against Wiseman, but on shots greater than 15 feet, he lets players shoot 9.7% better. It's no wonder why the Warriors throw so many guys at the 5, from Draymond to Looney, Wiseman, JaMychal Green, and even Kuminga. The last problem that is plaguing the Warriors this season is the heavy reliance on young guys. They lost several important players this offseason: Otto Porter Jr., Gary Payton, Juan Toscano Anderson, and they were key role players. With them gone, the young core of Wiseman, Moody, and Kuminga have been asked to step up in big ways, and Jordan Poole's off-the-bench success is even more important than ever. We already discussed Wiseman and Poole, so let's dive into Moody and Kuminga. They have been largely ineffective this year, both posting player efficiency ratings below 9, and as a side note, the average is 15. Moody has shown potential for sure, but he has a net rating of -4 and is only shooting 40% from the field. He also has an assist to turnover ratio of just 0.4. And Kuminga has been worse with a net rating of -7.2. He can't space the floor with his 26% shooting from 3, and opponents shoot better when guarded by him everywhere on the court. Normally, these issues could be excused by promising potential, but Golden State needs to have success now if they want to take advantage of however many years Curry has left in his prime. It's still way too early in the season to make judgment calls on the Warriors, but thus far, their downfall has been due to down years from their stars, lack of frontcourt production, and a heavy reliance on young players who have yet to prove themselves capable of handling that workload. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video. Let me know how you would fix the Warriors in the comments. Thanks for watching.